Oops, that was a mistake. Okay. Simon, you're making that noise again, and I don't want it. Thank you very much.
You told me to put down the volume.
I mean you yourself with your mouth. That's a noise. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon to my live, or welcome to my live, rather. I have a little bit of time again this afternoon, and so I thought, okay, let's do this live video. Hopefully I don't spend too much time. Hopefully I stick to the time I have in mind. Okay, so yeah, this live is stemming from I as usual I would have made a video prior to it, but this time around I've not posted it. It's still in my drafts. I should even empty my draft. I have over 100 videos, or at least close to 100 videos in my drafts that I've not released. I don't know when I will release them. I guess I might have to delete some because, well, maybe not really irrelevant, but I don't even know. Maybe I'll just prefer to make a new one because of updated knowledge. Let me put it that way. Whew, okay, so a post on Facebook actually birthed this live. So a CEO or founder of an organization in Nigeria who I follow, she's a loud feminist. I think she attends the Apostolic Faith. She's very loud against misogyny, patriarchy. In fact, there are some things that I'm like her. This one is my senior when she addressed them, and she does not care. She's one of those few people that call out people's name when they are misyanning. I remember one time she posted about this Mike Bamiloye, and she talked about, and personally I've observed that about the man too. He would make posts kind of slighting women, downgrading them, reducing them, and then maybe bring one. He would have posted like almost 90 for women, then managed to post one for men. In his mind, is creating balance. Anyways, so this woman is one of the people that she's one of the people I follow on Facebook, and she made a post today that is making me bring up this conversation. And yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be interesting. I think I need to remove my gum. I am not comfortable chewing and talking. Okay, so she made a post. She owns a business, and it was that time of the month where she pays salary. Then I reduced this in a little further, where she pays people's salary, and she observed that two women. I think her post made me understand why people were so bold. On one of the video I made last year, I made a video of a woman whose husband has not worked for like 9 years, and this story is so ridiculous and funny and annoying at the same time. The man did not work for 7 to 9 years, I think. The woman has been the only one working, and she has been paying. I mean, she gave a company the man's account. So in a nutshell, her salary goes to the man's account, right? And so years down the line, the man decided to divorce her. I can't remember on what grounds now. He divorced her, and then is now also claiming child support. And not just that, he is claiming everything that woman has, because he's claiming that he is the one that bought it. Because again, the money was, I mean, the receipts are all in his name, and the money were coming from his account simply because the income was being paid into his own account. So it was easy for him to do all those shady deals. I do know one thing though. If she is willing, she can fight for it and get it. But the only thing is just that she's going to spend money to get her money and children back. Because the man took the children and claimed she's not able to work and she's not having enough income and all that. And it's a game of proof. And in court, which I always tell people, in court, as much as your emotions are really important, it is not the number one thing that the court listens to. The court is not God. It's only God that you can run to and say, God, this happened. I'm going to say, yes, you are right. I'm going to fight for you. But in court is filled with human beings like you. And so without evidence, the court cannot do anything. That is to say, if you get to court and you're crying and there's no proof to confirm that what you're saying is true, the court will rule against you. And so I'm thinking that's what first brought that thing for that woman. But I'm hoping because I didn't follow the story, so I don't know. I'm hoping she fought for it, went to her place of work, get some proofs about the discrepancies about the fact that the money is from her company, and a proof that she worked in that company, coupled with the proof that the guy never worked, at least not with that company, so that it can be a proof that she's the one working, just that he's using her money, right? Now, on that post, under that post, I remember people saying I'm lying, that it's not possible for a company to pay into somebody else's account, blah, 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 blah. Seeing the post of today made me understand why people were so bold to say that. Because under this particular post on Facebook, where the woman was talking about, she wanted to pay the salary of her workers, and two women submitted the same account, which happens to be their husband's account. And there's a policy in their company that nobody's going to pay into the account of someone else's account that is not your account for you. And so the woman was just like on Facebook, should she pay? She should waive the company's policy for this one only. In my mind, I know that the woman is supposed to make a decision regardless of what people say under the comment. But I did drop a comment. I said, stick to the company's policy, but also understand that those women may be under manipulation. Under that same post, people were laughing. I mean, they were laughing, and I could deduce what they are trying to say. Simon, leave my back. And they didn't say it, but there's that, like, oh, she's a pick-me. These women are pick-me's. They may be right and they may be wrong. Let me explain. If you're going through manipulation, your mind is no longer your own. So there's a possibility those women are actually being manipulated. And if we honestly want to be honest, in the world we live in, every girl child from the womb has been conditioned to living to please a man. That is why you will see a woman supporting a man over a woman, even when she sees that the woman has more potential than the man. It is not necessarily because the woman wants to hate on the woman. It's just like it's a subconscious move. It's a subconscious thing where the woman finds herself thinking the woman cannot have the capacity simply because she's a woman. It's not because the woman has made a mistake in the past or she has done anything wrong or that no, it's simply because of the conditioning that women are only good for the bedroom. And especially now, to now make matters worse, if that woman herself is not achieving, if she's not achieving much on her own by herself or herself, then she will now go from just misogyny and patriarchal whatever into envy and jealousy. Because what that happens is she's not going to be like, I've not gotten there, you want to get there, you get to it. And then that's where the narrative of women hate women came from. So it's not that women suddenly woke up one morning and said, I want to hate my fellow woman. It started from somewhere. It started from the conditioning, the mind control, the reprogramming. Women have been programmed from the womb. Same thing with men. Men also have been programmed from the womb. See, nobody suddenly wakes up to hate a fellow human being. A racist did not suddenly wake up to become a racist. Something happened. Something happened that made it possible for them. Sorry, I'm trying to do something here. Okay, something happened that made it possible for them to. Okay, let me even use this video I saw sometimes ago on Instagram. A white girl, a white boy actually saw a black boy by the swimming pool, and they were playing and all lovey and all that. Then in that same video, obviously different scenario, they showed a place where this was during when there was time that British people started fighting immigrants, and it was last year where there was serious riot here at different spots. That going out was like difficult for people and out of fear. so I guess they joined them together in that same video. So there was another place where they now showed a white woman with her own white child, pointing that they should go and unalive some people simply because they are immigrants, because they are black. So in a nutshell, somebody taught a child how to be wicked. Thank you, Lola. Somebody taught the child how to be wicked. Nobody wakes up and suddenly wants to be wicked. Now, the teaching might be intentional. It can be covert or overt. It can be environmental. It can be nature. It can be nurture. It can be literally different avenues. And it can also be from the TV. It can be from your music. It can be from your books that you're reading. It can even be from the pulpits. We see it. Do you get what I mean? So all of these negative vibes and energy and thoughts and everything comes from somewhere. And so when you see people now showing what they've been planted or taught, you shouldn't be surprised. So connecting that to the post I was talking about, now people were laughing at those women and saying things like the women are pygmies. I want everyone to understand that everybody is a victim of life. The difference between the victim and a victor is that the victor used to be a victim who then works on themselves and set themselves free from the problem. That's all. So at some point, you may not want to acknowledge, but at some point, all of us have been a victim to everything we are fighting against. It may not have been through romance. Yours may have been through systematic this thing. It could be through your work, your friend, your church, your environment, your neighbors, your parents, your siblings. One way or the other, you have been a victim of the exact thing you hate now, or the thing you are mocking people for, or the thing you are correcting now. So it's not like you woke up as a saint and have never been a victim of that thing. And that's where I am like, we also need to be a bit gentle. Well, I'm not saying too gentle, because I would we need a balance. I am as calm, as firm as I am. I can be very strict and I can be very gentle. It just depends on the situation, the person, and the circumstance. Do you get? So while we want to, do I say pinpoint? I don't like labeling people, honestly. Why I want to say people are pygmies, we should also consider the fact that these people may not know. People act out of what they believe is true. People do what they believe is true. So you coming with a new information, it is normal for, okay, it's just like now, if there's a superior information to me, the reason why I may not quickly, I may not antagonize it is because I have grown to a level in life where I am open to learning, where if you come with a superior argument, even if I don't necessarily believe it immediately, I will hold it with one hand. I may not actually even intentionally go and research to find out about it, but I will still Keep it somewhere. One day, somehow, I will get the information to confirm if this is true or not, if I want to hold on to it or not. Thank you for the likes, TM surprises. Like, I would then know. So I don't necessarily throw information away, even when they're not convenient. But that the reason why I can do this is because I've grown and I have a lot of awareness. And I also know that as much as I know, I only know what I know. And there's more to life that I don't know. And until I am open to knowing, I cannot know. That is where other people come in. Some people don't know. Some people don't know that they don't know enough. And sadly, some are even arrogant in their unknowing, in their ignorance. They are so proud of it that they would even come online. There's this current pastor that is making waves in terms of negativity now. I still saw a post. At first, people have been talking about him, but they didn't mention the name, so I didn't bother. But I've been trying to know who the pastor is until today, when I saw the name. Ebuka something. I think it's in Imo State. Anyway, based on what I've read, because thank God, I've not stumbled on his video, because videos like that irritates me. But based on the things I've been reading about him, I think he just made a recent statement that clearly, scientifically, health-wise, in every aspect is dangerous. It's a dangerous statement. He made a statement that pregnant women enjoy male doctors examining them during labor, and that they usually maybe seduce the men or want to sleep with those men. And I'm like, wait, is it the same labor pain or another labor pain? Is painting this narrative to look like every pregnant woman will sleep with their male doctors. So now telling the men in their life to make sure only female doctors attend to them. What if the only doctor available is a male? So they would rather allow the woman to die simply because of someone's insecurity. And that's not the only statement he made. There was another one he made. I can't remember now. The reason I can't remember is because the person that made that post didn't mention his name, but he did mention the person is an Igbo man. She is also Igbo, and she was like, any woman sitting under that man, she was saying some things, and I get it. But I am this kind of person that like to not just judge people based on what I think. It doesn't mean I'm perfect. It doesn't mean I don't make this mistake still. But on the larger scale, I try not to just run with one perception, one perspective. I try to also still consider the other person. Now, the women that will be under this kind of ministration are likely women that are limited. Women that have been brainwashed. Women that are frustrated or are desperate for some kind of miracle. If you check it, this kind of women, their husbands are usually going to be absent husband, emotionally are unavailable, abusive, controlling, and all those kind of things. So they will go to such gathering to pray that God, because again, the little because I took my time to quickly read about the man when I saw that post today, I realized it's the kind of person that, because there's also a post about some people catching one of his testimony givers that claimed that God provided millions to her, only to find her in one corner place with her shop. And they were trying to say, I thought to share testimony that God blessed you financially. So I knew that those kind of people would have bought or paid people to come and share fake testimonies, thereby creating the illusion that the miracle you're looking for is in their church. And this is why I will always tell people this, that when you're seeking miracle, first seek God before you seek miracle. When you are seeking miracle first, you will fall into the wrong hands. But when you seek God first, every other thing will be added to you. I know this from my personal experiences and from people around me. When you know God first, miracles will not be it's not be a tool where all these pulpits for scammers that portray themselves as pastors can easily come for you and scam you. That's where you have to be very, very careful. Anyway, I digress. So women are in that kind of gathering and they are thinking that they are in a place of worship. They are thinking they are there to serve God. They are thinking that God will answer their prayers. That's what they are there. Meanwhile, the man is there insulting women, embarrassing women, and creating chaos in their lives. But they are laughing. Because I saw a video, one of the videos, and I didn't put on the audio, but I was reading the what's it called, caption. And I could tell this man was insulting this woman, but they were still laughing. They were still laughing with him, and I'm like, well, God forbid me being that kind of gathering. I can't be there. So misogyny, patriarchy is something that all of us have it in us. And it takes conscious effort for you to unlearn it. It takes you catching yourself. We talk about it almost every day. We talk about how mother-in-laws frustrate their daughter-in-law, sister-in-law frustrate their brother's wife. Have you come to notice that it is always mostly women frustrating the women in the lives of their family members? Have you observed that? It is not the men. I'm not saying the men don't do their own part, but when it comes to in-law fight, it's most times women against the wives, either sister-in-law or mother-in-law. Why? The mother-in-law, first of all, is likely feeling entitled to her son, and she feels threatened that somebody is coming to take her spot, especially because if she has not worked on herself, built her own life outside of being a mother and wife, if her life is wrapped around being a mother and wife, by the time the children are going, she will feel threatened that her territory is being attacked. Hence, she will see you as a threat and try to frustrate you. So that's why a mother-in-law will pack her load from her own house and go to her son's house and then be frustrating her son's wife. Can you see? So then the sister-in-laws, thank you, Stylespeed, thank you very much. Then the sister-in-laws too, they will make it their own point of duty to antagonize the lady, frustrate her, make life more difficult for her. It's clear. That's misogyny. That's self-hate. That's the thing we are speaking up against. That's the things we are trying to stop people from doing. Yes, it is, there's something about patriarchy and misogyny. It always looks like it will serve you. Thank you, Onome. It will always look like it will serve you in the beginning, until it comes back to bite you. And then you will realize that that thing is not faithful to anybody. It is not faithful to anyone. It only comes, like, it's only there for itself, his own selfish gain. The same thing with man. I saw a post today. When we are talking about misogyny, people always think men, even especially, will come and attack people like us who are saying, stop hating women. Stop hating women. Because if you look at it, even scientifically, biologically, women are your life giver. You want to accept it or not. Women are your life giver. Look at in Nigeria during EndSARS. Who were the people that were front leaders of that movement? Was it men or women? It was, meanwhile, who were they killing mostly? It was the men. But the men did not have the courage to stand up for themselves. Women were now fighting for them. The same woman now that they are now fighting. Now, I saw a post today where it's a very, very, very sad story. A guy told his girlfriend he was going to church. He never returned. By the time they would discover, yes, he went to church. His pastor, unalived him, caught him, sold part of his body, buried the rest around the church. When we say that men are wicked, people will say things like, not all men, until it happens to them. And they will realize that it is all men. Everybody have the capacity to be wicked. Everybody have the capacity to hurt the other person. Now, when I saw that post, I was like, who killed this man now? Who unalived him? Is it a woman? See, it's not feeling like when the wickedness of the wicked come for them. It's not a funny matter, but I don't know how to explain this. You think you are doing a woman evil, or you are hurting a woman, or you are doing whatever with your wickedness towards women, until you will realize that a time is coming that women will have the capacity to fully protect themselves from men. And because they now say that women cannot be easily taken, they will now be coming for you men. The same you that you are thinking that patriarchy is your friend. And I've also come to observe that the feminism you are fighting, like Timmy said in one of our comments, under our post, one of the comments, she said something like, It looks like feminism even believes more in men than men themselves. And that's the truth. Because whatever makes people to be telling you can be better, you can do better, is because they believe in you. But you have chosen not to believe in yourself. That is why we will tell you that you treat a woman right, and you would start acting like, you will say, are you perfect? You will come up with different narrative just to remove the focus from the post to something else, diverting the attention to something else. This is why sometimes I am not a fan of all these bloggers that when there's an issue, instead of them addressing the issue, they start looking for loopholes and bringing it out just to divert attention. People that do that thing are manipulative people. Sadly, some of you are following this kind of bloggers. There's a problem on ground they are meant to resolve, and they've not resolved this. But one blogger will suddenly wake up one day and bring up another topic on that thing, diverting the attention from the real problem to something else, and everybody will just go like a pack of head, and then you run with it. You need to have a mind of your own. You need to learn to question things. You also need to understand that anything that people are telling you is not good, even if it's favoring you now, will not favor you today. It will not favor you in the long run. Honestly, it's better to unfollow them. I don't know. I don't even want to mention it because I'm also being careful. But personally, especially if your blogging is most times centered on diverting attention, I don't trust you. You are manipulative. You have your own motive. It just may not be clear to the people yet, but hopefully one day it will be. I don't fancy you if there's a problem, and instead of addressing the problem, and it's not even just bloggers, some people do it too. Like, let's say for example, I make a post now, and they are clearly, it's just like talking about misogyny. Misogyny is a broad topic. It's not a topic of one video, 2 videos, 20 videos. So clearly I may omit some aspect of misogyny. Somebody will now come and start pointing attention to that part I did not mention, deviating attention from the ones I've mentioned, and then causing chaos. I avoid people like that. Most times I delete such comments. I am not even saying if I did wrong, don't correct me, but the minute is looking like it's removing the attention from the focus, I remove you. So back to what I was saying. These 2 women under that post that they mentioned I'm talking about. Now, I was happy subconsciously that, oh, thank God there's a policy that restricts someone else's account being paid for someone's work done. But I'm also thinking of the fact that, okay, even if the women go and create their own accounts, this man, one man marrying 2 women, working in the same place, how ridiculous. This man can still make them pay into his own salary, into his own account. There's this, I think I should put it this way. No man is doing you a favor for marrying you, either as a Muslim or not, because in that context they are Muslims. But I know of some Christian context too. They bring you abroad, they make it look like they're doing you a favor, and so when you're working you must give them all of your salary. No, that's financial abuse. It's okay if you want to now do joint accounts. You see his money coming. You see how he's spent. See, I'm not here to tell you do joint account or not. I'm not here to tell you, oh, run separate accounts. I'm saying any money that you are earning, you should have 100% control over it. No one else should be dictating to you how you spend your money. Well, that's the see, that working, I think in Nigeria, I think so many, well, I don't let me say so many, but at least with the few ones I know, there are few companies that do not allow people's salary to be paid into a third party. But this is not the case in the Western world. If I'm working for an organization right now, I can easily give them, say, my friend's account. It doesn't even have to be my husband. I can give them my friend's account, and they will pay it. They won't question it. They believe you have your right. You have the right to do whatever you want to do with your account, your money. They won't question it. And that is how people abroad, women abroad, that's how their salary is being controlled. And I was a victim of this. So it's not even like the ESA only. I was a victim of this. I earned money for 9 months, and I didn't. In fact, by morning, I don't know if money. I didn't even. A time came, I didn't know the day my salary enters anymore. I stopped because I don't even know. Before his money, the money is gone. The man has transferred it to his own personal account. So these things happen, but I'm happy that, especially in a country like Nigeria, where there are no, the laws are there, but I don't know if I should call it decorative law. But then again, it's not like they're really, really decorative. It's just that it's as if it's the highest bidder that will collect the win in court. That's what it feels like. Or like in Western world, where it's not the highest bidder, it is the one with the proof. So in countries like Nigeria, I like that some companies are making that policy, but again, these men can make the women to transfer the money to them. A man would make you think he's doing you a favor by making you drop all that belongs to you for him. A man would tell you, since he is the head, all of your all of your income, your investments should be in his own name. And it will make you feel guilty for even making him to remind you or tell you. I've seen women who own properties, got married, and the man manipulated them through the I am the head, we are one now, you should put. In fact, this story is now beginning to feel like it's so common, and I'm so pained because these women are usually high flyers. And that's why I tell people that money, as good as money is not a protection. It cannot protect you from abuse. The only thing money can do for you is to give you options, but it will not protect you from abuse. Because the amount of women that are rich that became as poor as a church rat because of marriage. See, it's not that they were scammed online or they were scammed in church. They were scammed by their own husbands, who, after collecting all of their properties and wealth, divorced them. Please shut up and go away. Don't tell me it's not all men. They would come into their life, act all lovey-dovey, be present, and act like they are the next best thing after sliced bread. And few months down the line, they will start brainwashing these women into, and this see, another thing I observe about the women that fall into this category is that they are usually isolated, or they are the type that believe that they cannot have female friends. They are the type that usually believe they cannot have female friend, that having a female friend is going to be a disservice to them, but you are hurting yourself. I'm happy you did it. Because people that are buying land, they don't have 3 heads. They have 1 head. So if you want to have something, have it. And personally, any man that opens his mouth to demand anything from you, demand anything, it's not even just monetary. Anything, the minute anybody is demanding from you is a red flag. They can demand submission. They can demand loyalty. They can demand forgiveness. They can demand your assets. They can demand your investment. They can demand anything. The minute somebody is demanding, see, you don't even have the right to be demanding things from anybody. They don't hold you. Even if you are married to them, they don't hold you. Let people choose to give you something. Do something. But the minute you begin to demand it, I will suspect you. Sometimes last year I made a post. I said, any man that demands submission from you hates you. This guy came and started acting like one dog that was loosened. I had to block him. But that made me realize that, because he has been a Facebook friend for years, that made me realize the kind of mindset he has. And then for the first time, I went to his wall, because I'm not the kind of person that really goes to people's wall. I went to his wall and I saw the kind of content this guy is posting. And I'm like, this guy is someone that you will say, Brother Christian, I've learned. This person attends the holiest of holiest church in Nigeria. Like, they make it. This guy is some. If you look at him outwardly, that's why I also say, what is it?
Can I
No. That's why I also say that when you are choosing someone you want to marry, don't marry the gift, marry the character. You guys are distracting me and I'm going to block you. People that ask questions like this are the kind of people I say they try to remove the focus of the point. So if all you are hearing is if a woman the man, is that okay? Sorry, I won't answer that your question. Go and use ChatGPT to help you. So this guy he showed his mindset, and I went to his wall and I discovered all the trash on his wall. He's the kind of man that sorry, I just had to get rid of distraction. I don't want to be distracted by unnecessary people. So, as I was saying, it's the kind of guy that you will say is born again and Christianly. But on his wall, he believes that a woman must suffer as his wife. He believes a woman must be used. That it's not the thing is, it's not that I'm putting the words in his mouth. He wrote it. He reposted posts like that a woman should be used, a woman should not be trusted, a woman should be maltreated, a woman should be subjugated. And then he will now look for, the Bible is so it's not good for anybody. He will not look for a Bible verse that suits it, and then he will use it. But this guy, if you look at him, you will say the saint have learned. That's what you will say. Don't marry the gifts. Let it be the character when you are choosing. The patterns of their life, their mindset. So back to what I'm saying. Anyone that demands anything from you is not someone you want to be friends with, let alone get married to. Because such people, one day they will demand what you cannot give. And if you now say no, you will see their true color and how they will frustrate you. They will sabotage you. And don't ever think that anybody is doing you a favor by marrying you. Even the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. But in our society, it is he who finds a husband has found a good thing and obtained favor from God. They have twisted it to make it look like man is the prize. But again, in fact, this one just came to my mind. Come to think about it, they make it look like women are the only ones having fertility problem. Women are the ones that have biological clock. Women this, women that, women this. Like, the blame is always on women. Thank God for recent researches that is making it clear that the best time a man can have a healthy child is between 26 to 30 latest. Anything after 30, it becomes riskier. It becomes risky. And then the minute they clock 30, 35, it gets worse. It gets worse because those kind of sperm that comes out will likely produce an autistic child, a child with ADHD and Down syndrome. So, but somehow, if you go to fertility hospital, 95% is woman. When they are praying in church, it is barren women. It is not even, let's pray for the couples waiting on the Lord. It is usually, let's pray for every barren woman here. When the man can be the problem. The men can take you for the gift. Yes, men actually do have it. And first of all, I'm grateful for science. Because science is making it clear that women are not the problem. There's even recently that, thank you so much, Diamond. There's even recently that, I just lost that trail of thought. Maybe I'll come back. Okay, yes, I've remembered. Even though this one is not 100% verified yet, but there's a bit, I think according to what I read, I think there's one research. But when it comes to science, there's need to be, it has to be, replicated, reconfirmed before it is established. But there's like one or two references about this at the moment, that the woman's period, the blood that comes out, has a stem cell in it that can heal something that relates to cancer. I didn't really read it, and I'm like, we've been wasting blood. So in a nutshell, lives may have been saved if they knew this all along. I even read again recently. I don't know this particular one though. I don't know how true it is, but I won't mention it because of the fact that I don't know how true it is as well. But there's this old man. By the time I describe it, you guys will know who I'm talking about. But I'll talk about him, not just mention the name. There's this very old man that seems to have a fetish of marrying young ladies. So I heard that one of his wives, who is also young, who has 2 sons, that they had to do IVF and they selected the healthiest sperm. In a nutshell, that man can release 1 million sperm, but only 100 can be healthy. Because the older you get, the weaker your sperm. Meanwhile, they have lied to you that men can keep burning children till their old age. I remember on that post, a lady, don't let me say a girl, a lady, I don't know, I think she said she's in her, she had 25, thereabout, dropped a comment and said that she was giving birth to when her father was 70 and that she's currently dealing with ADHD or something like that. I think ADHD. So in a nutshell, she's trying to confirm that research about the older a man is, the unhealthy and unsafe their sperm is trying. The lady was like, I'm an evidence of this, that this is the truth. Yeah, with a man that is from 30 or 35 years, your sperm is not healthy. I even saw a research video and where a doctor was explaining. He explained something. He said, even if you are 26 as a man, your sperm still have the high potential to birth a useless child. The way he put it, the doctor was brutal. He said your sperm can produce a useless child. He now explained. He said, reason being that if 7 days before you try to get a woman pregnant, you are drinking alcohol, you have already disturbed your sperm, the healthiness of your sperm, and it is useless. If you now by chance have a healthy child, it's just by chance. But if you want to have a healthy child as a man, eat healthy, avoid alcohol, avoid smoking. But we see it online, and the way they'll be carrying it and be drinking it and all that. Please go and do your research and don't come and tell me if it's necessary. Are you a scientist? go away, please. So he said that based on that research, that if even as young as you are, if you are drinking alcohol 7 days before getting a woman pregnant, you stand the high chance of having an unhealthy child. And this may not even just be about ADHD, autism. It can be some other health issues like liver problem, heart problem, hole in the heart, all those kind of deficiency that a child will come out with. That's part of the things that can bring birth an unhealthy child. So, and then it now confirms that, is it 80 or 90% of how healthy a child will be is dependent on the father. Just before I came live, I still saw one video. Now, for this video, I'm not 100%. So, I will not just run with an information simply because I saw it online. I will make sure to verify first. And since I've not, but I'll just still talk about it. Okay, I think I can believe this video. I remember the person that shared it is a doctor who I also follow. The guy is a very good doctor. He's based in the UK. He was talking about the placenta. He was talking about the fact that is it 90-something% of the placenta, the health of the placenta or the placenta as a whole is determined by the man, by the man's gene. So in a nutshell, if something goes wrong in the sperm, it will go into the placenta and it will feed the child. I guess that's where all the this thing that affects the child comes. Doesn't mean the mother doesn't have a part to play. No, but 90% of a healthy child, at least, comes from the father. The only deficiency that may now come from the mother is if she's taking too much vitamin C or all those retinol and all those unhealthy vitamins. Healthy, but too much of it. That's where they now be. But conception A healthy child from conception is determined by the father. But somehow, there's the narrative that women are the reasons why they are bad children, unhealthy children, but it is men. A woman can still give birth to a child even in her 50s. And I'm not talking of what's it called? I'm talking of still having her flows, still seeing her period. There are people who still see their period up to 50 something, early 50s. Compared to a man who may still be having his sperm flowing, but is a risk to both the mother and the child. Then there's another research, I just remembered now, where it was said in that research that, I can't remember the figure now, but it was a high figure of miscarriages that happen are due to the father's sperm. Yes, miscarriage. Thank you. I have not even seen these comments, Clara. Thank you for that. Like, it's caused by the father's sperm. Once it is unhealthy, the body of the woman shoots it out. But somehow, the woman is always blamed. Benson, go and do your research. Since I did not do my findings well, you that know how to do research, I can see you on your wall. You are sharing it with us. We are seeing all the evidences. Please get out. That thing is noisy. Like, the healthiness of the sperm will determine if the pregnancy will stay, if the child will be okay, if the child would have ADHD and all these neurological problems or not. It determines. So if you are letting the world as a woman push you and be telling you your biological clock is ticking, see, give me a minute, please. I hate distraction in my life. Yep. If they're pushing you and telling you your biological clock is ticking, remind them too that their own biological clock has ticked as early as 30 years. As early as 30 years, a woman can still have a healthy pregnancy in her 30s. In fact, I don't know how true this is, but it's something I've known as an head knowledge, that the older a woman gets, the high chances it is for her to even have multiple births. You have the high chance of having twins, triplets, the older you get. I don't know why. I guess because there's a possibility of you releasing more eggs around that time. And then I've helped that one to go to his delusion. So I've blocked him. He's distracting my attention and I don't like it. So a woman should see that there's so much power in you that the world don't even want you to see. That's why they will slut shame you. They will body shame you. Baby shame you. Marriage shame you. Age shame you. Money shame you. Beauty shame you. Like, they will literally try to wear the garment of shame at every stage on you, just simply because they cannot stand the fact that the day you know the power that you carry is all over. Look at the senator in Nigeria right now that is being slut-shamed and whatever shame simply because she stood up to a man that is harassing her. And I also read that this man that has done it to 2 other people in the past. So in a nutshell, she's the 3rd person. But nobody has done anything in the past. That's why he's able to do it the 3rd time. More people are triggered today. I've blocked 3 people today and they're all men. Why are you triggered? You see, men can't handle the same thing they try to dish out to people. They can't handle half of what they throw out to women. So I'm giving a scientific proof. I'm not even saying from my head knowledge. The ones that I'm saying I saw, that I'm not sure of, I'm mentioning that I'm not sure, but I still mention. Like, these people are still triggered and just angry. Maybe because, okay, sorry, I'm exposing you. Why are you so pained? I will say the truth regardless of who gets offended or who gets pinned or triggered. If there's no trigger in your body, you shouldn't be triggered. People will always say what they want to say. Anyway, so let me focus. Oh, boy. You see fragile ego showing off. Fragile ego. Your ego is so... Man, I beg. Okay, so as I was saying, the power that women have, it's... is... I honestly feel that's even... In fact, let me touch up a little bit on this. You see, even the devil knows how powerful women are. That's why it went to lie to Eve and confuse her. Don't worry, you're not too late. Munachi, you're not too late. It tried to confuse her and make her eat of the fruit. The devil knows the power a woman carries. I did a live video with Timmy some time ago, and we touched a little bit on Isa, the word Isa Kenegdo. I have done further research and readings about that thing, and I realized that if I want to go exactly the way this thing is used in the Bible, I feel like women and God, anyway, with the New Testament, with the death of Christ, yes, we have been raised together on the same level with Jesus. We have the same authority, but it's like I said, there's one special spot, yeah, but in a coded way that God has put women. And no, God recognized women. It is you that don't know. And it is due to the way you have been taught. And also you have not also made effort to research on your own. I'm saying this because I myself, when I did that study, I remember sitting down with just one word for like 10 minutes. I was just imagining the amount of things that even I had allowed to happen to me simply because I didn't know the kind of power I carry as a woman. And even now, with all the researches coming out, it is now coming to confirm that women are not just life giver, they are life themselves. But because, okay, look at, even, and this thing is everywhere. You go to workplace, you will see a man easily getting something that should be given to the woman because she has the capacity better. But simply because she's a woman, they are not giving her. You go to church, they are using all of the woman's gifts, but the woman does not deserve to be a leader in church or deserve to be the main pastor because she's a woman. How will a man submit? They reduce women to something they use, objectify, sexualize, and whatever, outside of the real intention. They reduce women to something that is an afterthought. That's why one pastor sometimes said women were not in God's original plan, that they are an afterthought. The best is usually left for the last many times. And sometimes the real gem are not usually left to the open eyes. It takes wisdom and a very observant person to see the real gem. It's just like someone that is looking for gold. You cannot find gold on the surface. You will dig, and sometimes you will dig and you will find it. You will not know it is gold because it is still in its raw form. So it takes a person that knows what gold looks like in its raw form to get the gold out and then bring out the impurities and bring out the beauty in it. Remove the impurities to bring out the beauty in it. While I cannot say even women are even more precious than gold. So I cannot even say they're on the same level. I don't know, like I'm trying to find the best analogy. Women are not even on the same level as gold. You are on higher level. It's beyond human reasoning. It's beyond what my English can explain. However, women have been conditioned to see themselves as second-class citizens. You have been conditioned. If you want to really read, go and read it. Don't read it in King James Version. King James Version, first of all, personally, I don't like reading King James Version because the interpreter was a patriarchal person. So, yeah, their whatever, their mindset is going to filter into their interpretation. So, yeah, if you really want to read, we can go for, although then the sad reality about it is that the other the other interpretation as well are copying KJVN's, the patriarchy tone and all that. I'm not saying there are some stories in it, and I believe those stories are there not to, not to tell you that those people are perfect, but to tell you that the imperfection of man is a consistent thing. The story of Abraham, the story of Isaac, the story of Jacob, Joseph, Israelites, all of them. The imperfection of man is in all those stories. They're not necessarily what you should take in hook, line, and sinker. You are just meant to learn from their mistakes. They're just meant to learn from their mistakes. That's all. Not for you to follow. The word I follow are mostly the word in the New Testament by Jesus. And yeah. But does it mean we cannot learn from the Old Testament? No, you can. But anyway, today is not Bible study. Don't let me go. Don't let me go into Bible. But anyway, it can still come in. But what I want you to also get is that there's so much power in you that the world has reduced you to somebody's wife. That it's even you women that would even now fight women who are trying to let you see that something is not right. That you think that that woman that is telling you that, okay, I made one video sometimes ago about name change. And I'm not saying that you should or not change your name. You can choose to change your name after marriage. You can choose not to. It's your choice. But I was only making that video to enlighten people to be aware of the decisions they are taking when it comes to some crucial matters like name change. While if you're in the UK, it's actually very easy to change your name anyhow. But there are some things that I feel will cheat you if you do change your name. I will give a very contemporary example. What's her name? Etimefion's wife. I want to remember her own name. Toyosi. You know, up until late last year, I never knew that this woman was the woman that used to do some great things before. Until someone went to research about her and shared about her. I was like, oh, so she's the one. The reason I did not know she's the one is simply because she dumped her son named Phillips for Etimefiong. And so, the minute she dropped that name, we forgot about Toyosi Philip. Toyosi Etimefiong now had to start from scratch. See, it's a different thing if maybe you have not really built your name before marriage and then you change your name. That's a different case. But if you've already built yourself and people already know you with a name, I would not advise you to wake up one day and change your name. If at all you want to, you can just add the man's name to the front. And I also think there's some conversations people need to be having with the man they want in their life. Because I don't know if it is that people are just doing bread and butter or cinema only dating. For me, I feel dating period is an interview period. I personally feel that dating period is an interview period where you get to know a person without, sometimes you don't even need to ask questions. That's the truth. Sometimes it can just be a trending conversation. For example, currently, okay, there was one video, is it a video itself? I think it's a picture on TikTok that went viral. I saw it on Dang's page last week, where the lady was like, she's about to end maybe she has ended or about to or something. I think she ended it, then shared it. Marriage, wedding plans, due to the fact that, due to the conversation she had with a man. The conversation was, why will a man not include his wife's and children's name in his properties? And the man was like, why should he? But the woman must give him her own property. See, if he has said, yes, I'm not putting her name in my property, but when she have her property, she does not need to put my name in it. I may not talk. I may not say anything. I may not say anything, to be honest. Give me a minute. Yeah, like, I'm laughing because I'm getting people triggered. I'm tired of all this kind of energy, God. So, I may not talk if he said something like, you have your property as far as I'm not, and you don't need to put my name. I'll have mine, don't put my name. Even though me, I don't like that idea, but okay, if that's the case, I may not even be angry. But it was like, I cannot build my house and put your name in the documents, but if you build your house, you must put my name. In fact, my name was confessed. I'm like, He remained to carry gun like this and say, I'm after your life. And so the lady got angry and ended the marriage. And to be honest, I'm happy for her because that's a courageous move. There are only very few women these days that will be in that kind of situation and will still not go ahead with the marriage, especially because of family members and all. Yeah, I've been blocking as much as I can. I don't know anyone that drops any silly comment. I don't entertain them. So now there are many ladies that really do not have the, I don't know if I say they don't have the capacity, but they are too afraid. Let me put it that way. They are too afraid to stand up for themselves and say, I deserve better, even if the wedding is 1 minute away. There are many women like that. And I think women should get to a point in life where they're like, with or without marriage, I'm fine. When you get to that stage where you're like, if marriage comes, good. If it doesn't, I'm fine. You know, there's a narrative of the women will grow old and live with a cat. It's a lie. Go to health, all this, what's it called, home for people that are sick and all that. You will see that most people that are alone, they are men. Thank you, Abuja City. Thank you. Yes, I know. Women are afraid and thinking of what people will say, but a time comes where you don't give a damn. Let me use that word. Where you don't give a hoot. Who is breaking, who is dying. You don't care. Because at the end of the day, you are the one wearing the shoe that is pinching you. You are the one feeling the pain. I know. You are the one feeling the pain. So, why will you consider other people's thought over your feeling, over your pain? I don't know. I don't know how to help to explain this. Like, it's like, let's say, so I have an injury here, something I'm bleeding hard. And then somebody is sitting next to me and she's like, somebody is sitting next to me and the person is like, your own is too much, oh. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to block one more person. Your own is too much, oh. Bear the pain now. After all, it's just blood. Me, I'm only having a headache. It's not a big deal. And you're like, oh, you're having a headache. Okay, all right, no problem. Let me keep quiet and be, and all that. You are bleeding to death. And I think what we should also, maybe I should put it in this analogy, like maybe we can get it. You know, when we are talking about cancer, the minute somebody comes to you and say, oh, please, we are gathering some funds for so person, the person has cancer. Even if you don't have, you always wish you have. And even, let's say all you have is 500, you will gladly drop that 500 because you want that person to live. Because you know cancer is deadly and that cancer can kill a person. You know that. That's the same thing with patriarchy, misogyny, abuse, control. If you see it like cancer, you will be unapologetic about it. You will be unapologetic about protecting yourself. You will not care who is getting offended. Because you will know that thing is after your life. Because it is really after your life. You will know that as far as I'm happy and healthy, I'm good without the marriage. Because if this marriage is going to bring cancer into my life, see it that way. The minute somebody is beginning to make you question your sanity, that's cancer. That's cancer knocking. Well, money does in some situation. Just that there's still hope. As much as it's not 100%, some people still recover from cancer. So yes, money can still help. But I want you guys to understand that you need to see how... I'm hoping you are getting the picture I'm painting, because I think people need to come to the point where they begin to see abuse, misogyny, patriarchy, like they will see cancer, HIV, Ebola. The same way you will hear somebody is coughing because of COVID that may not kill, even though it has the capacity to kill, and you will avoid them. That's the same way you should treat anyone trying to make you look like a fool, trying to abuse you, trying to reduce you into some puppets. That's the same thing you should do. Treat abuse like cancer, like Ebola, like all of those sicknesses that people run from. That the kind of sickness that made the world shut down. That's how you should see it. Be unapologetic. If your pastor, because I know one of the major enemy of women, is the church. I'm a Christian. See, all this makeup, now church I just come from. I'm a Jesus baby. I speak in tongues. I see vision. I study the word. I'm telling you so that you not come and be thinking I hate church. I hate Jesus. I love Jesus. I serve Jesus. Jesus is my life. It's my breath. It's my everything. But I will tell you this. Church culture is the number one enemy of women. Women are taught to suppress their pain. Women are taught to ignore their pain. Women are taught to ignore themselves. Women are taught to raise every other person up except themselves. And it is mostly taught on the pulpits. It's mostly taught on the pulpits. I am not one that would... There's another... See, there are different ways they come for women. Different angle, different channels. If it is not through submission, it is through forgiveness. And it is always only women that should do these things. Women are expected to be meek, submissive, quiet, holy, righteous. But men are expected to be understood, be patient with. You don't expect that.
Simon!
Okay, I would say this. Take for example. Let me share this story someone shared with me. Guys, it just touched the charger. Daniel, come let me fix it. The charger to this thing has been affected. Daniel, I'm talking to you. Come and replug it back for me. Someone just someone shared a story with me some while ago that a man, I've shared it as well. I think I've shared it recently in my... Anyone that is dropping any silly comment, just ignore them. Trust me, I've blocked the person. I don't have time for such. Okay, as I was saying, the man... Oh, God. Let me quickly say this. The minute you find your husband cheating on you, don't have sex with him. I just have to come out plain. Stop having sex with him. You are exposing yourself to death. You are exposing yourself to danger. You are literally cutting short your own life. All that it rains everywhere is a lie. It doesn't rain everywhere. It doesn't. That it rains in some place. UK is one perfect example of it does not rain everywhere. It can rain on my street, and on the next street, you carry umbrella. You're looking like a mad person because why are you carrying umbrella? Because it's not raining there. So it doesn't rain everywhere. That's a lie they want you to believe that it rains everywhere. The minute you... See, I wouldn't say... Again, if your man is telling you cannot check his phone, that's a red flag. That's someone you should run away from because that man can kill you without carrying a gun. Because that's exactly what happened in this story I want to share. A man that hides his phone from you can unalive you without carrying a gun, and he will not be accused of murder. And he will not be accused of murder because, again, you made it easy for him to unalive you. And like Yoruba will say, 1,001 men will march on top of your grave because they did not send you to turn yourself to martyr. So in this story, the man is a cheat, a philanderer, public penis, sleeps with anything in skirt. It just remains for him to sleep with hole. He sleeps with anything in skirt. The woman on the other side is an SU, virtuous. See, Christian women, I know you love God. I know you want to follow the Bible. I know you want to make heaven. But beg now, get some sense. How do you, how I don't even know. Before people would think that somebody is trying to preach against your Bible now. How do you keep opening your bum up for somebody that is dipping it in every gutter? Just imagine somebody carrying his penis and drop it in a public toilet that has poo-poo and wee-wee and every, ew, God. He went to dip it and then he's coming to dip it inside of you. You open up and say, I have to give him. Because that's literally what he's doing. He sleeps with any Tom, Dick and Harry. Anybody. Safe or not. Use condom or not. And then you think, oh, he's my husband. I don't want him to look out. Okay, all the rolling you have rolled, has he stopped looking out? Has he stopped going to other women? What made you think that you always opening up to him will make him stop cheating? You can't change a person. You can't change anybody that is not willing to change. You can't. Okay, so let me continue with the story. The woman would do submissive wife, allow the man to sleep with her, and a time came, the man caught HIV. Even he didn't know. God. And of course, he carried it to go home as souvenir for the wife. Both of them did not know. The man continued his lifestyle. And then the woman, you know, there's a way the body of men also hide sickness. So somehow the AIDS did not quickly show on the man. It showed first on the woman. And then the side, you see, ignorance is also another thing. They thought the woman was under spiritual attack. Now maybe because the man has gone and sleep with somebody and they are swearing for the man and the cause is now catching the woman. So instead of seeking health, going for tests and all that, they started carrying her from one church to the other, praying, deliverance, healing, praying, looking for healing and all that. But by the time they would know, it was a full-blown AIDS. And yes, it was too late. By that time, she was alive but already drying up. As at that time, to the husband to have now caught up, his own AIDS have started showing. Anyway, by the time they were known, it was too late. Both husband and wife died weeks apart or months apart from each other, leaving their children alone, stranded. And it's not just about leaving the children. It's about the fact that the society they live in are quick to label people. They will label those children. Like, they will not be carrying the stigma of their parents around. So it's not even just, you see, all that mindset of I'm staying because of my children. Can you see that it's not even good? Now she is gone. But the children will now be paying for that, for her own foolishness of not closing up. I think it happened in Ekiti. Oh, I can't remember which of the states. Like, if a man decides to, your own husband, decides to break his marital vows, respect and love yourself enough to not allow him to touch you. It's self-preservation. It's self-love. Let him go and report to pastor. By the time he reports to pastor, ask the pastor these questions. See, one way to shut up anybody that is choosing to be stupid in their thought method is to say, excuse me, sir, if your wife cheats on you today, will you sleep with her? You will see that his response will be different. He will not be able to go ahead. The next thing he will just do is to just find a way to just end the whole conversation. And he would avoid any counseling with both of you. One way to shut people up is to throw that situation at them. If it happens to you, can you accept it? They will not tell you yes or no, but they will shut up and not come back to you. But I think the desire to be liked by people, also to meet up with people's expectations, is one of the reasons why women will stay faithful, opening up their vagina to men that are not faithful to them. Love yourself enough to not open your shop again. And then there are those that their husband wants a child every year. Is it that you don't love yourself? You don't think you deserve peace? That your body does not deserve rest? You once you say, yeah, I want to have another child, you open your palm, you start trying for another child, and then you happen, it's not easy. Oh. Hey, 1 month after, oh, yeah, I want to start, and you are not thinking, wait, is it that they write it on Is it that they wrote it in your bedroom that you are here to suffer? That you don't deserve some enjoyment in your life? Is that the reason why you will keep betting to, like, that's why I know right now, even though our own is a bit complicated because there are some things that I don't even want to talk about it. But there are some, see, let me say this. Any man that is, again, it comes to demand. That is the man that you born a child every year, or he wants 12 children. Football team. Let him go and look for surrogate mother if he must born football. Because what you don't understand is pregnancy is a life and death journey. Tomorrow is not promised. Even with a good health system, women are still dying in the UK or Western world. Hi, sweetheart. Your name is interesting. Welcome. Women are dying even with good health care. How much more if you are now in a place where there's no access to good health care? Child pregnancy is a journey of life and death. Labor and birthing, that one is like saying you died and came back to life. Because tomorrow is not promised. And then somebody will keep pumping you pregnancy. You don't think you should go look for, what's it called? Contraceptive. Both of you should be looking for children together. Ajama woman will go on mountain like I did in my live video. You cannot be impregnating me anyhow. We will look for the children, though. Let's go to the doctor. After the appointment, I'll say, doctor, I will never tell the doctor. But you're okay. Yes, I'm okay. I don't know what's happening. I've done everything. They will give medication. I will not take it. Because my own life is important to me. That's what you should, like, it's self-preservation. I made a video about this last year. See, there comes a time where you begin to understand that my life is my life and my life only. Nobody can come to make demands on my life without me giving them the consent. No one can come into my life and think they can dictate how my life should be. I am responsible for anything that happens in my life for my life. That means any decision I'm taking is going to be with me in mind. I choose me always. Because at the end of the day, I am the only one that will be left with me. If I'm feeling pain, even if I have people that are really caring around me, now let me go carry the pain. The best those ones will do is to try and understand and be there, supportive, but they cannot take the pain away. They cannot remove the pain. So I would rather prevent that pain. Anything that threatens my well-being, I will not blink. And that's where women need to get to, where you get to a point in your life where you don't care who is getting offended because you're choosing your well-being. I don't know if it was in my community, I was teaching something, or I can't remember, but I know I was making a statement somewhere, and I said something about, but people will always be offended. I said, see, you do what is right, people will be offended. You do what is wrong, people will be offended. My dear, do what is right by you. I remembered when I stopped going to church for like 2 years plus. Some people were like, Sister Ruth, you're backsliding. And then it was a subtle move. They started avoiding me, started moving from me. I just help them and shift. That carry yourself and go. Because I know that me and God, we are not fighting. That I'm not going to a church building does not mean that I and God are fighting. And so I chose not to go to church for 2.5 years for a reason. I needed clarity. I wanted to remove myself from the church drama and culture that is so toxic and unhealthy that we have normalized, and we're not saying that it is not good. So I wanted to more like detoxify myself. And by the time I was stepping back into church, I was stepping back as a whole person. Stepping back that if I notice anything that is a threat to my well-being, even if I'm the toughest leader there, I will tell them, I'm sorry, I cannot serve again, and they will not see me again. That's it. And I will not apologize for it. I will not apologize for looking out for myself. This is where you should get to. That you understand the place of sacrifice. You want to sacrifice for people that matter in your life. You want to do some. Thank you very much, Kamita. Thank you very much. Like, you make sacrifice for people that, see, even in marriage, you will still make sacrifices. But see, the minute you are the only one bending and bending and bending, one day you will break, and it will be without remedy. That's what I am like. I'm trying to emphasize on. I'm not saying don't make effort. I'm not saying don't make sacrifices for the people. You make sacrifices every day. You may just not see it as sacrifice. That's the truth. Either sacrifice for money, you make sacrifice. Some of us, we love our bed, but because we need to make money, you get up from your bed. That's sacrifice. Do you get? You make sacrifice day in, day out. But at least, let there be a balance. Let it not be that you are the only one bending and bending and bending and bending and bending till you then break. And then you don't even know who you are again. A woman I'm quoting currently opened up and said, she said something. She said, Ruth, I don't even know me. I can't even say this is who I think I am. The only thing I can say I am is that, okay, I am somebody's mother. And I am married to one abusive man. I'm laughing, but it's not a laughing matter. She said the only thing that's the only thing that she cannot say, this is who I am. This is what I love to do. This is where I love to be. This is how I love to dress. This is how I love to look. She said she doesn't know all of this again. That she's blank. This came from having to bend till now she has broken. Yes, there can be remedy. See, me, I will say, if you like, you want to gossip about me, my dear, edit it, add to it, multiply, then run with it. Anything you hear, believe it. I'm not going to explain myself anymore. See, I am not nice. However, I am kind. Niceness looks like something good, but niceness is not good. Niceness is you doing something that may be against even your core. Like it's against your belief. But because you want to look nice, you will do it. But kindness is, I like you, but the thing you are demanding is outside of my belief. Unfortunately, I can't do it. If you ask me for something else, I will do it. And it is something that is within my reach, I will do it. That's why I don't tell people I'm nice. Me, nice. I'm not nice. So in case you're thinking I'm nice, I am not. Because again, even in my kindness, some people still would think I'm wicked simply because I have boundaries that are set. I set my boundaries and what name haven't they called me? And I don't care. Call me whatever. I don't care. Your name calling, has it glued to my forehead? I mean, is it on my skin? Did they tattoo it anywhere on me? So whatever you want to call me is your choice. I don't care. Get to that point where you don't care what people say or think about you. And see, I would say this. Anyone you find yourself having to explain yourself to does not deserve you in the first place. If you have to always explain yourself, this is why I did this, I did it. See, they don't deserve it because there's no amount of explanation that you give them that would make sense or enter their head. Because they have believed what they want to believe regardless of your explanation. Even if they see proof that what they believe is a lie, they are not going to let it go. Another thing, that the reason they will not let it go is because of their ego. So why should you be explaining yourself to people that don't even care if you live or die? I'm not explaining myself to you. So if you want to, if somebody comes to meet you today and say, Ruth is very rude, sweetheart, believe it. I'm very rude. See, I am what I am to you, depending on how you relate with me. There are so many people today that will say, Ruth is such a kind person. She goes all out. Meanwhile, there are some other people that say, Ruth is very stingy. I am. Yes. That's the thing. There's no point talking. They will twist you. They will gaslight you. They will confuse you. And you will not begin to think that your truth is a lie and their lie being the truth. That's the thing about gaslighting. What gaslighting does is So for example, now I'm wearing a nude top. I can now say, no, it's you, it's your lens. Maybe it's your phone that is faulty. It's actually pure white I'm wearing. That's what gaslighting would, you'll be seeing the truth like this. But they will gaslight, and sometimes we actually gaslight ourselves too. That's what some victims in abuse do. They gaslight themselves. Not because they intentionally want to, but because, again, the abuser have painted themselves to be the perfect person for a while. And so they want to believe that lie in the beginning. They are hoping it to come back. So they gaslight themselves to be like, oh, maybe I'm the one doing too much. Maybe I'm not patient enough. Maybe I'm this. Maybe I'm that. That's all. So if you want to have a life where you are not being controlled by people, see, there's something that does that. Let me just say it. Let me say it. I'm hoping you people will understand. Many people are not the one living right now. Their ancestors are the ones living in them. I just hope I can break this down. I hope people will understand. Thank you, Kamita. Kamita, thank you very much. Like, let me explain what I mean. You are carrying the beliefs of your grandmother. Okay, let me explain like this. Your great-grandparents have a certain beliefs. They have certain beliefs that they believe is the right thing. And so they passed it down to your grandparents. Then your grandparents have their own, joined with the great-grandparents one. They passed it down to your parents. And if your parents are not the type that are into self-development and unlearning negative patterns and picking and sieving out patterns that are a disservice, even though they are good, because some patterns are good but are a disservice. Some things are good but they are not good for you. So now, if your parents don't have the capacity to sift through, to see if this thing was good, but I don't think it's good now. If they don't have that capacity, they will also carry it on. Then they will not have their own. And your parents will now teach you everything from your ancestors. Actually, all of us are carrying a part of our ancestors in terms of belief and value system. But what makes the difference is you questioning your beliefs and culture. You will see some men say, in my culture, men don't cook. That's what I'm saying. Your ancestor is the one living in you. Because in your culture, do men eat? If men eat, why can't they cook? In my culture, a man does not wash clothes when there's a woman. Okay, if there was no woman in this world, will you not wash your own clothes? Because all of these things are survival skills. That's what they are. But we have made them look like it's gender specific. Only a woman should cook. Only a woman should this. It's a different thing if it is biological, this thing, like birthing a child, breastfeeding a child. That one is different. But when it is not biological, please, I beg, when women are being birthed, did they learn cooking with their vagina? As they are coming out, the cooking is coming across, the skill is, because that's what, it does not make sense. A logical person would think and say, wait, okay, maybe they don't do it, but now, does it make sense now? Yes, I believe so. I agree so. Yeah. They were created for men, and it's actually for a selfish reason. And that's why when we are now coming and standing and fighting against these things, the people that it favors are the ones dropping comments so far. They feel it favors them, actually. They think it does, but it doesn't. It doesn't. That's the sad reality. It does not. It doesn't. All this patriarchy that people are shouting and looking like as if women are meant to be only the one cooking. Men are the providers, so they want to go and earn money. The amount of men that have, African men that have died in UK, now they go for front. So why? Too much stress, searching for money to prove I am the edge. They will carry the bukata of their family, carry the one back at home, carry this, carry that, no resting. That's how one was on his way to work. He slumped in the middle of the road. Before ambulance could get there, he was dead. At the end of the day, this thing we are talking about does not favor anybody. It may look like it's favoring you until you realize that it's your number one enemy. Well, like my sister will say, I'm not a good wife. Because I'm not that woman that you will think you can marry and you will now come across leg and you'll be sweating away in the kitchen. You'll be watching TV. Oga, you will drink water to bed. So I'm not a good wife. I'm not carrying that placard. I'm not a good wife. And I think that's one of the things that is killing women as well. They need to prove that they are good, that they are wife material, marketing themselves to men, that they are a good person. Consider me now. Have you noticed that the people that people always project to be bitter women, they marry good men. They marry men that value them. The ones that they call bitter feminists, go and look at their husband. Go and look at the men in their life. Thank you, Mepsi. Go and look at the men in their life. You will see that the women are valuable, the men that in their life, and those men value them. You cannot do trash or talk trash about their wife in their presence. Who born you? But you see the ones that wants to bend, roll, cook. My husband, go and look at the thing they marry. It's usually nonsense, rubbish. It's usually a mess. They marry rubbish. See, the more you make yourself likable, the more you attract trashy men. Men that have no value. Men that lack respect for themselves. Men that see you as a property. The more you try to be liked by other people, you have used gun like this to shoot yourself for leg by yourself. Stop trying to be liked. Look at the mirror. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to be 5 years' time? Some men are like, I want to marry a rich man. Why can you not be a rich woman? Why can't you be the rich woman? Why must it be a man? What makes you think that your riches can only come by marrying a rich man? Why are you limiting yourself? Why are you reducing yourself to good? I like it. Honestly, I don't fancy it when women reduce themselves to fit into the expectations of people generally. Hi, Victoria. Is a disservice to you. Be bold to be alone. I said this in my previous life. Get to a point in your life where you are not afraid to lose people. And I want to let you know that that's the time you attract correct people that will want to be in your life forever. They will do things to make sure that they stay in your life. Because they can see that you are not afraid to be by yourself. You are not afraid to lose them. Doesn't mean that you want to lose them. No, you value them. You love them. You want them. But you will not glorify them more than you. You will not glorify them above you. You will respect people. You will treat them kindly. But you will not allow them to disrespect you. But see, if they do it once, the second one will not happen. You get to that stage in your life where people will think well before they want to be your friend because they know you are not going to take nonsense from them. The kind of men that I have in my life, they are like, I don't just like talking about some aspect of my life because I like to give people the illusion that I am alone because it makes them say the bitterness in their mind. If they don't talk, I'm like, keep projecting. You cannot come into my life and wanting to be messy and trashy. I won't give you a second chance. I won't. And I'm not afraid to be alone. In fact, I intentionally practiced that aloneness. The 2.5 years I said I didn't go to church. was my 2.5 years of practicing my aloneness, being comfortable with myself, building a relationship with myself, knowing my strength, my weakness, knowing the things that charges me up, knowing the things that exhaust me real fast. Like I studied myself. So right now, because again we change, we improve, and I keep learning about myself. So there's really nothing somebody wants to tell me right now that I may not have known about me. Abio, he's not your El Shaddai. There's really, like, it will not be too shocking. The only difference may just be that maybe I don't know the word for it. I would have known it. I may just not have the word. Then you cannot help me vocalize it. That's all. The word will adjust. Fearful women are helpless. When you are full of fear of what people will say, full of the fear of how they will perceive you, you are helpless. And when you are at the mercy of people financially, you are helpless. That's why it is essential for you to make your own money. If your husband is Dangote, is as rich as Dangote, or Alibaba, or all of those rich people, still have your own money. Have it. Not because you want to be showing out or doing anything. Like, there's some, I don't know, there's a kind of confidence you have when you have your own money. Let me tell you one story that happened to someone that was very close to me. They've just gotten married. See, let me tell you, men will always try you. It is the way you handle the situation that will determine if that man is going to treat you well or not. There are some men that have the potential to be good. Doesn't mean they are perfect, but they have the potential to be good. But how you manage a relationship with them will now determine if they will be good to you or be bad to you. Let me tell you a story about a friend. So they just got married. They were planning to relocate. So they stayed in a family house for a while. And during those days, Empress, thank you very much. During those days, they had a misunderstanding. This story is so funny. They had a misunderstanding, and in the heat of the arguments, the other one to do macho man, he slapped the girl. The girl stopped talking. She went into the room, packed her things, and left the house. She said she's done. She's not doing it again. It took the man, his mother, and family to come and beg. And this begging, I think it took 7 days. That was the last time he raised his voice against her. Madam Mercy. You can marry a good man and still be badly treated because of how you are respecting yourself. If a man opens his mouth and shout at you the first time, don't give him the second chance, because if you give him the second chance, you have told him you are okay with it, and he will do it more. And that's how it. See, a bad person can be good with you. That's why you will see a guy that has taken a good girl for granted, then go and marry a baddie, and is licking the ground she's walking on. It is because the baddie knows how to tell him, well, if you don't sit down there, I will go. And the man knows that she will go. So you have to be the one to determine the kind of life you want. So let's say sometimes when we see good men, you're like, God, give me this kind of man. So you can marry that man and he will abuse you. He will abuse you and go scot-free. You know why? Because you don't even think you deserve to be treated better. Look at your belief. Do you think you deserve to be treated better, or you think you need to work hard before you are treated like a human being? If your mindset is that you have to beg, earn to be loved, peradventure, maybe growing up, your parents made you think so, because sometimes some of this attitude were formed growing up, where your parents don't give you the necessary attention you need as a child, and then you have to find a way to make them like you. You have to, like all of those things. Somehow it will spill into your adult age. it will spill. And when it does spill, that's where you begin to try to make a man love you, fighting for a man. It shows me like one I don't even know, one lady on TikTok, she said, out of the 3 of us, he chose me. Auntie, he chose you because you are the cheapest. If you ever think a man will choose you out of 3 people, sister, you are the cheapest. You are valueless. He has seen you as a cheap person, a worthless person that he can use and dump and maltreat and do anyhow. That's it. You are useless. Because you cannot see that kind of man going to meet a value woman and be making her think she has a competition. Even he, if there's a girl that used to be his friend, at that point he will be saying, whoa, be careful, don't come close. He will want to gain you. Even after the wedding, that you will think some relationship, you will see, because these women, they take no nonsense. I'm grateful to God, and I do not take this privilege for granted. I have access to some top people, and these are people that even I still look up to them. But they are respectful, they are kind, they are respectful to their husband. So it's not like as if they are disrespectful, but there are some things that their husband cannot try with them. Because not only have they built themselves to be that valuable woman, the man is also afraid to lose that kind of gem. Plus, they don't take nonsense. They don't. Imagine. No, I'm not going to share this. I'm sorry. It's a private discussion. I'm not remembering the story, right? And I'm laughing. See, you can get the kind of life you want if you are patient enough and you think you deserve it. Even in relationship. As much as there are many bad men, misogynistic, blah, 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 blah. See, I'm not saying they are not. But I'm saying whatever you want can be gotten if you think you deserve it and you wait for it and go for it. And don't stop making yourself look cheap. And that's where you should work on yourself as well. Make yourself too expensive. When I say expensive, now I'm not relating it to money. I'm relating it to here. See, money has wings. It can always fly away. But there are some things that stays with you that can never leave. Knowledge is one of it. Wisdom is one of it. Then the skill of understanding is another thing. Have you observed that when women decide to do a thing, they do it extraordinarily better? And this is not like even a shade to men. It's not a shade. Thank you, Kami. It's not even a shade to men. When women put in effort to do something, they come out excellent. But the thing is, it always takes them twice as hard compared to the man. And that's why it looks like men are succeeding. But by the time the woman comes out shining, even men want to invest in that business or that thing that they are doing. Men want to be involved. Men will want to support. Yes, of course, many times it's because of what they are hoping to gain, business-wise, money-wise. But at the end of the day, they are still risking it. Because that business or idea can flop. But they are risking it because they have seen the genius in you. They have seen the genius in you. And so, they would come. Sorry, I'm trying to remove this distraction. And so, they will come for you. Not because they even hate, like, they just love it. But, somehow, women have come to think that they cannot do it. Many women. Look at politics. Yes, I know, even to get into politics, especially in Nigeria right now, it's an equaling tax. The ones that are there, we know the frustration they are facing. We know. Natasha currently, we see what is happening to her. I didn't even know in time until this week. I'm like, what is going on? How many women are in politics in Nigeria? Yet they want to frustrate the few that are there because they're like, a woman should not be there, it's a man's thing. That's the narrative they're trying to push now. So that you can be like, well, I'm not doing, I don't want. Before they'll be saying this and that about me. So it takes a woman twice as hard, but when you do it, nobody can steal your success from you. Nobody can steal your wisdom from you because it is abinibi. I don't know how to interpret that in English. Like it's inherent, it's in you. That's why personally, I take more courses that have to do with mindset compared to money making, because there's a book I'm currently reading. In fact, it's in front of me. Let me show you guys. This book, Psycho Cybernetics. It's showing other way around. Sorry. This particular book, you can screenshot it. This book, I just started chapter 1. I read the introduction. This part like this is the introduction. So this is the chapter 1. I literally just started the chapter 1 here. In this book, oh yes, in this book, the reason I've not gone for on a normal day, if it's a regular book, with the time I started reading it, I should have read up to like something like this or even more. But at the moment, this is where I am. This is all I've read. The reason I've not gone too far is because this book is making me question my beliefs. It's making me question the things that I have normalized that are abnormal. It's making me to see how I perceive myself. I invest more in things that help me, because see, if I have money, but me that wants to own the money, I am seeing myself as a pauper, I will stay poor. Because somehow, because it is in my subconscious, I will find myself wasting the money. The title is, let me type it out. Where's the comments? This thing. I'm coming. That's the title. That's the title of the book. Let me see if I can pin it for a few minutes. Yeah, I've pinned it, so check it. It's by Maxwell. That's the name of the writer. I like to invest in courses. Actually, this book, I'm not only reading it. There's a course I'm taking, and this is the book we're treating. And we've only had 2. Yes, it's on Amazon. I got this one from Amazon. We've only had, you can screenshot it so that because I think there are different versions, so you can screenshot this for yourself. And yeah. So as I was saying, it's a book study, and I read this book. I made the mistake of reading this book in the night. I couldn't sleep because I was able to question my life, question the things that I've been doing that I thought is normal. But there are things that have been conditioned into me by the society, even by church. See, invest in things that will build your mind. Invest more in those things. It would guide you, because let me explain why I say this. There's something about we human beings generally. Our subconscious determines the kind of life we experience, the kind of action we take, the kind of people that come into our life, and the kind of decision we make, right? And so because of that, that's why you can see somebody that is looking gentle, unaliving a person, and the person that unalived the person is like, I don't know, I didn't plan to. Yes, they really did not plan to. I'm not talking of those that plan to. There are some people that genuinely did not plan to unalive a person, but because they have lost the thought, maybe out of frustration, that the person is frustrated, they have that thought in their mind. It's somewhere in their subconscious. They did not plan it. Their subconscious has taken it as a note that, oh, okay, this person is planning to unalive this person. So when the opportunity presents itself, automatically it happens. And so that's why anything you focus on becomes more of your reality. It's just like algorithm works. If you constantly consume my content, you are liking it, there's a possibility that the first video you are seeing tomorrow is my video. It's just that's how psychology is. That's how your mind is. That's how your subconscious is. Your subconscious will attract more of what you think about, more of what you believe in, more of what you focus on. So because what you are doing is you are teaching it that, oh, this is what I want to see more. So it's like, oh, okay, Ruth likes to see books on the mind. If there's an advert on book, it will bring something like that for me. There was a time I was looking for jumpsuits. I just typed it on Google. By the time I went on Facebook, there's an advert on jumpsuits. I went on Insta, it was pursuing me. It's the same thing with your subconscious. Your subconscious will bring it more to you because you have thought of it. You have given it the information that, oh, I want a jumpsuit. You will go outside, you will see somebody wearing jumpsuit. You will go to your church, somebody will wear jumpsuit. On the TV, somebody is wearing jumpsuit. You are sitting down in the bus, somebody is wearing jumpsuit. You will just be seeing it. That's how your mind works. That's how it operates. And so if you don't want to continue seeing some patterns in your life, you will need to also start feeding the positive pattern and cutting it off, because then your mind, your subconscious will not be like, oh, okay, it looks like Ruth does not like this kind of thing now. Oh, okay, let's be bringing more of this, and it will be feeding you more of those things. That's why there are some things right now I cannot relate with, because one, apart from the fact that I'm feeding my mind, I'm also very careful of the things around me. The people I relate with also matter. That's why it is also essential to be comfortable being alone. That way you are able to see through people. Sometimes it's not because these people are bad, it's just that they are not good for you, and it's okay. We are not fighting, we just cannot relate. It's not that deep. So when you get to that point in life where you are able to come out of a situation, observe like a third person, you have won. Then that way you are able to now have logical conversation. Nobody is coming to tell you how you are emotionalizing it, because you know you are not emotionalizing it. You are thinking and critically analyzing it. Nobody is going to shun you out by using women are too emotional, because even men are very emotional. Have you noticed that when a man is betrayed by a woman, the next thing he does is to go and be hurting women? It's only on few occasions that you will observe that a woman will be jilted and the next thing she's thinking is to go and hurt men. It's not much compared to men. The percentage is very, very low. But one man, a woman betrays him, the next thing is everywhere. He wants to frustrate, he wants to make sure every woman pays for it. They can't handle the pain. Yet they tell you are the emotional one. Make it, please explain to me. How is the people that cannot handle disappointments, heartbreak, how are they logical? They are the ones that are more emotional, but they project that on you. They project it on you as the woman. And then you and then this Christian marriage counselors will now come with, women are wired to be, is a lie. The minute you hear women are wired, I beg, just run. Because it's just all founded on people's ideology and perception that they want everybody to accept and welcome. Nobody is wired in one awkward way. We are humans. I'm happy about that, Ifunaya. Amen. Thank you. So just don't see. Personally, even in church, I don't take everything my pastor say just because he said it. I will still verify. Life has even become easier. ChatGPT, Google, all of these things. Okay, give me a proof. Is this true? The thing about ChatGPT that is good is that if you tell it to give you a proof, it will provide it. That's why when somebody was telling me it's not like that, there is no scientific proof, I'm like, oh, God, go and do your research, because if I did not do my research, I will not say it. And it's not even ChatGPT research. If I go on ChatGPT, I'm only telling it to provide me references to confirm if this is true, and I will go and read it. Oh, really? Let me write it down and see. Let me get a pen. I'll write it down. What's the name?
Yes. Yes.
The game. Oh, the game. Okay, 41. Shade of me. Okay. Oh, really? That's my field. Anything psychology, just call me. Anything psychology, mindset, value system, belief system, things that question the things you've normalized. Call me. I'm game. I love things like that, so I'll go and look for it. Thank you. Anyways, I think I should be rounding up now. This is past 6. It's been good hanging out with you ladies and some gentlemen. I said some gentlemen because I don't have blocks of men away. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so I believe I've said so many things today, and I know that there are things that are very important. I'm going to download this. I'll try and download this video and put it on my YouTube channel. For those that didn't start with me, you can catch it up. Just go to the link in my bio. Go on the link in my bio and subscribe to my channel. So once I upload it, you'll just get it there. But please, ladies, the bottom line of everything I have said is that you are the value. The world may have tried to reduce you, but you are bigger than even what you can see. And also, there's so much in you. You just need to unlearn some behaviors. Also catch yourself when, see, one of the strengths that you can have is to find that you made a mistake, acknowledge it, and prevent it from repeating itself. That's one of the strengths you can have, and that's one of the best place to be. But somehow ego does not allow a lot of people to get to this point, especially men. They don't like to admit they are wrong, so they will rather bully you into silence or shame you into silence, like some did on this live, that I gave them the honor to block them. Yeah. I honor them as the men that they are, to go to the block industry. So be open to learning and be able to sit with the very uncomfortable questions that question your belief, your convictions, that thing that your mommy and daddy have taught you. Question them that why should I follow this? That's one of the best way to grow. It doesn't mean you are going to throw them away. It just means that you are going to be able to now really objectively analyze it and see if it works, especially in your generation. It may have worked, it may not even be bad, and it may have worked for them, but is it going to serve you now? There's one very good example I'm used to using, especially when I'm coaching women living abusive relationship. You see, nobody likes silent treatment, but silent treatment is good in an abusive marriage. It's an unhealthy pattern. But when you are dealing with a narcissist, I always tell my clients, use the silent treatment, because it is one of your strengths that can keep you safe while in that abusive situation. But when you then leave, reduce the volume of the TV, and the volume is too high. But when you now leave an abusive marriage and toxic environment, the first thing you should do is to unlearn the silent treatment, because it's not going to serve you moving forward, even though it served you where you were. The same thing with your parents' passed down beliefs and convictions and thoughts patterns and everything. It may have served them genuinely. It may have served them and even worked for them on you, self. But you need to come to a point where you are asking the question of, okay, if it served them, is it going to serve me now? What's the benefit of this? Then from there, you are able to know what to remove. This thing is too loud. You're able to know what to remove, what to adjust, maybe it may just be a little bit of adjustment here and there, and you are good. But one thing is, don't be too afraid to demand for the life you deserve. You deserve peace. Every human being deserves peace. It's not only man that, will you give me peace of mind? You self, you deserve peace of mind. So if a man is demanding peace of mind, tell him, are you also going to be my peace? If you're not going to be my peace, then get out. Do you understand? That's where you should get to. There are some things in life that it is not that you have to work to get it. Everybody is a normal thing. We deserve peace of mind. We deserve joy. We deserve that I have a husband and I know he's not going about cheating. He's not going to abuse me. He's not going to shut me down. He's not going to stop me from flying. He's not going to be my hindrance. He's not going to sabotage my growth. The minute that person is going to be like that, just know that that person is not for you. So you deserve peace. And like I will say, always say, if you are bringing faithfulness to the table, demand faithfulness. If you are bringing truthfulness, demand truthfulness. If you are bringing honesty, demand honesty. If you are not getting what you are bringing, then that person does not deserve it. You are giving your food to a pig. That's it. And I don't care who it is, male or female. The minute you are giving something and the person is not giving you back in return, you are giving the wrong person. You cannot be giving your pearls to pig and expect them to treat it well. The pig only knows how to be messy. You can't expect a pearl meant for a king to be given to a pig. No, the pig will mess it up. So stop expecting the treatment of a king from a pig. You won't get it. So you know you are the one that will now know who deserves to be in your life. And don't be afraid to be alone. Okay? I will end it here. Thank you very much for coming to my TEDx talk. It was nice hanging out with you all. Till I come again. Like I always say, I really cannot say this is when I'll come live. I only come live when I manage to have the time. So the best thing you will do is to follow me. Click, I think there's a notification button, or join this what's it called? I've forgotten now. Just click on that love button beside my name and join, so that by the time I come live, you are notified as well. Do you understand? But just follow me. You're welcome, ladies. You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, I cannot really say when I will come live, but I intentionally just come live once I see I have a little bit of time, because if I say I should fix a particular time, I can't, and I don't want a situation where I'm disappointing you. So yes, just follow. Use that love button beside my name right now in front of the screen at the top, so that way you're also notified. I think it's called community or group or something. I don't know. It's called something anyways. So just join, so when I'm live you are notified. Like I talk about different things, but my focus is mostly women, and the reason is because of the focus that has been on women in the wrong way. So I want to bring the focus on women in the right way, to empower them to be the woman they can be, to know that they have a choice to be married or not. Yes, you have a choice. Don't let your mommy and daddy tell you need to marry. I need grandchildren. If they want grandchildren, they should go and rent or adopt. They are orphans looking for parents. They should go and adopt. Don't let anybody force their dreams on you. All right. Thank you very much. And have a very beautiful week ahead of you. I wish you all the best, and I pray for confidence for you, courage to go and get the bag. You deserve it. Courage to speak in rooms that matters. Not you saying sorry when you've not done anything wrong. Please, boldly ask for what you deserve, and you will get it. If that person does not give you, it means they don't have it. You keep going till you get the person that can give you. All right? Thank you. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you, Claude, for following. Thank you, Dorcas. Thank you so much as well. Thank you for joining. Muna Chimso, thank you. Rika Precious, Rika Badu. I hope I pronounced that well. Thank you. Kamita, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. So I come your way again. Stay blessed. Bye.